If you're serious about getting professional trading research and becoming much more profitable, Koyfin or Bloomberg Terminal might seem like the top contenders. But choosing based on reputation alone is a huge mistake. After putting both platforms through real-world testing, I found one that can unlock elite market insights for a fraction of the cost, while the other could drain your capital with overwhelming complexity. So, watch this first before you choose. Now, let's get straight to the heart of the Koyfin versus Bloomberg Terminal comparison. The big thing to understand is this: they're built for completely different people. And it's not just about features, but about your entire workflow and budget. Bloomberg Terminal is the legendary powerhouse of Wall Street. It's designed for institutional traders and hedge funds. Its strength is its unbelievable breadth and depth. We're talking about ultra-deep, real-time data on every market imaginable, direct access to a global network of decision-makers, and analytics so powerful they move markets. But this immense power also comes with an immense price tag and a steep learning curve. And this is where Koyfin changes the game. Koyfin is built for the modern active investor, the serious retail trader, everyday guy, the independent analyst, and the growing financial advisor. It takes the core data and analytical power that institutions rely on and packages it into a clean, intuitive, consumer-friendly, and shockingly affordable platform. Its strength is in its simplicity and clarity: beautiful dashboards, fast charting, and all the key financial data you need in one place without the overwhelming noise. While Bloomberg excels at raw power for big firms, Koyfin offers comparable depth for your specific needs at half the price of a Bloomberg terminal. But don't just take my word for it. The feedback from other satisfied users tells a clear story. I came across a Koyfin review from a wealth manager who said that the Koyfin software is intuitive and robust, providing all the detail that he needs for his role. He specifically highlighted that the portfolio and household reporting function is very straightforward and allows for valuable discussions with clients, and that he really likes the format. There's also this user on a detailed Reddit thread about tools for traders who shared his journey. He said he used to piece together data from free sites like FinViz and a bunch of others into these complex spreadsheets, which he described as a digital jigsaw puzzle. Then he tried Koyfin. He called the transition revelatory, and he highlighted how it offered deep insights like analyst coverage, financial statements, and global market data, all for a price within reach of the individual investor. He concluded that it was a valuable asset for anyone serious about investing, but mindful of the cost. And another user immediately replied to that, saying that he fully shared in his experience, and also considers Koyfin an excellent tool for retail. The ability to customize views and download charts was one of the aspects that this person loved. For the vast majority, I think that makes Koyfin the smarter, more practical starting point in this Koyfin versus Bloomberg terminal choice. Just to begin with, Koyfin has a lot that Bloomberg does at a much lower price. But anyway, now that we see the core difference in this Koyfin versus Bloomberg terminal comparison, let's actually look at what you're getting. So I tested every major tool, and the split became even clearer. One is about overwhelming power, and the other is about focused efficiency. Koyfin's biggest advantage is how it brings professional tools together in one clean interface. First is their My Dashboards overview. This is your command center, so unlike the dated Bloomberg interface, you can create your own beautiful customized dashboard in basically minutes. I built one for my tech watch list, another for macro indicators, and a third for my dividend portfolio. You drag and drop widgets for charts, news, and data, whatever you want. It's visual, it's fast, and it makes monitoring the market a breeze compared to the old school terminal look. Then there's the ETF and mutual fund analysis. This is a hidden gem, so you can pull apart any ETF or fund and see all of its holdings. And this is crucial, see how each holding contributed to the fund's performance. So if you want to know what's really driving your S&P 500 ETF's returns, Koyfin shows you in seconds, and it's like the top 5 companies. You also get deep mutual fund data from Morningstar with over 50 data points like expense ratios and asset allocation. For building a diversified portfolio, this tool is incredibly powerful. The charting and relative performance tools are also where Koyfin stands out. You can chart anything against anything else. I constantly use the relative performance, or the AB tool, to see, for example, how Apple is doing versus the NASDAQ. You can create complex, multi-factor charts that you might need a PhD to set up in Bloomberg, but here it's intuitive. The historical graph function lets you visualize any financial metric over time. It turns data into insight instantly and cleanly. For research, the corporate transcripts feature is a powerhouse. You get searchable transcripts of earning calls going back to 2004 for thousands of companies. So I used this to track management sentiment on a biotech stock I was following, something that would be a bit more cumbersome on other platforms. Now, for portfolio management, Koyfin is exceptional. The portfolio analysis tools let you input your exact holdings and track your performance, the sector breakdown, risk metrics, a bunch of other stuff. The newer client portfolios and households feature is another game changer for advisors, allowing you to model entire client relationships in one dashboard. And with model portfolio sharing and watchlist sharing, collaboration is seamless, so you can share ideas with a colleague or a client with just a few clicks. And you're not tied to your desk. The Koyfin mobile app is really robust, letting you check your dashboards, research stocks, and track your portfolio on the go. It feels like a modern app, not just an afterthought. But don't just take my word for it. One Koyfin user review I came across summed up the experience really well. He said that Koyfin grabs all of the financial data that he used to painstakingly assemble from multiple sources and places them at his fingertips. He also highlighted that the powerful charting allows him to visualize relationships that he used to do manually in Excel. He concluded that he finds it a tremendous time saver. So yeah, that was pretty much my experience. It replaces, previous tools and maybe a few dozen browser tabs and spreadsheets with one tool that you can do everything at once in. Now, let's compare this to Bloomberg Terminal's core features. Now, Bloomberg's strength, as highlighted on their site and across the internet, is in its extensive coverage and really powerful data and analytics. Its database is arguably the deepest in the world. Its collaboration tools via the Bloomberg messaging network are industry standard for finance professionals. And its multi-asset execution and analytics are built for trading desks. But for probably 95% of the research and analysis an individual or small team does, like screening stocks, analyzing ETFs, charting trends, reading transcripts, building portfolio reports, they both do this, and Koyfin offers comparable and often more user-friendly tools. While Bloomberg gives you this fire hose of data, Koyfin really gives you a more streamlined, focused toolkit. You get the depth that you need without drowning in data and complexity. For making informed, confident investment decisions without a Wall Street budget, Koyfin's feature set is not just adequate, it's optimal. But of course, no platform is perfect. So to make the best choice in the Bloomberg Terminal versus Koyfin decision, you need to know the potential downsides. So for Koyfin, the main criticism I've seen and experienced a bit myself is the relatively, not too difficult initial learning curve, but it is there and you should know about it. One reviewer mentioned that initially it took him some time to learn how to use Koyfin and to navigate the system, but he noted that they have since provided several resources like videos to help. Always good to have extra education in videos. But that's fair, Koyfin is packed with features, and knowing where everything is takes a few hours, and knowing how to use the tools, how to properly use them and understand them, it could take some time. But they do have an extensive help center and video tutorials that can quickly get you up to speed. Compared to the months-long learning curve associated with Bloomberg, this is a minor speed bump. Once you're past the first few days, the intuitive design really takes over. For Bloomberg Terminal, the downsides are more significant. First, the cost, right? So on a Reddit thread, there's this investor who asked if anyone actually owns a Bloomberg Terminal subscription, stating that over $20,000 per user per year actually seems like a relatively high price tag. And one user bluntly said that it's useless for discretionary technical day trading. Another user called out the interface and the learning curve, stating that the terminal interface is still the same old orange and black screen that it's been for the past several decades. They do what they do best, I guess. So while Koyfin's downside is this short learning period for a modern system, Bloomberg's downsides are a permanent, massive financial barrier and a dated, complex interface that might not do all the modern things you want it to. When it comes to pricing, the Koyfin versus Bloomberg Terminal comparison isn't even close. It's the difference between a smart business expense and a massive capital outlay. Bloomberg Terminal operates on a premium institutional pricing model that is simply out of reach for nearly all individual investors, unless you are a very wealthy individual and uses Bloomberg to its fullest extent. But Koyfin, on the other hand, is built on a transparent, easy-to-use subscription model that scales and has all the features that you'll need. They offer a free tier with really solid features, and their paid plans start at a very reasonable point for the immense value that they provide. For the latest exact pricing and to see if there are any current promotions or discounts available, be sure to check the link in the description below. I keep that updated so that you can get the best offer. So, after a couple months of testing, where does this Bloomberg Terminal versus Koyfin comparison actually leave us? Well, it's simple. If you are an active investor, a serious trader, or a financial advisor, or anyone who wants powerful professional research tools without the insane cost and complexity, then I think Koyfin is the clear and obvious winner here. It delivers the core insights you need, plenty of tools and features, and everything that you'll need to make smarter decisions in a clean, modern, and affordable package. So, if you want to start using the platform that I trust for my own research, and if you want to take advantage of any of the special offers or promotions going on, make sure to use that link in the description of this video.